Hey, so today we're talking about Toys R Us, Twitch versus Google, and a little Bitcoin. Are you ready? Welcome to the Saymichael podcast. What up? What's going down? Welcome to the Saymichael podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. You know who I am. I'm your handsome host, Michael Aigbedion. And look, before we continue, you already know who's in the building. Super producer, Saymichael, what's good?
Yo, what's going down?
How you feeling?
Feeling great.
We are on episode 63.
Yeah, you know, this is a special early edition of the Saymichael podcast. We're filming on a Tuesday afternoon.
I know we're doing a little bit different because we're going out of town, so we gotta make sure we lock in, connect with the people. You know what I mean? But I wonder if y'all, tell me if y'all recognize this. This sound right here. Tell me if you recognize it. I think everyone knows this jingle.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid. From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz! I don't want to grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Ooh, y'all, if y'all don't remember that, y'all might be out of the time frame when I was born, because Toys R Us is bike.
Toys R Us is back?
Toys R Us is bike.
That's big.
Like they guys got bought out. So someone just purchased. Just think about it, bro. Like, did you ever go to Toys R Us? You remember Toys R Us?
What?
Tell me about it.
Man, listen, I got all my games. I got all my toys from there. I still have my Nintendo 64 when I first got it from there. Oh yeah, bro, I have some great memories, bro. It was one of those things where, when I made good grades or was doing good, they took me to Toys R Us as a token of my good work. So
yeah, that's like Toys R Us is like the Chuck E. Cheese version of like toys. You see what I'm saying?
Bingo.
Yeah, like when you go to Chuck E. Cheese when you're young, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just so much like sounds and toys and ball pits, and you're like, whoa, this is just crazy. But then you got some guy tried to explain what Toys R Us was to his son, and saying like it's like Walmart but with only toys, and the kid couldn't fathom it.
Yeah, I would say it's like Walmart with toys, games on steroids times 10.
Yes, and the fact, look, the name alone still holds value. Toys R Us, right?
Yeah,
and the fact that they're gonna where Toys R Us failed was that they had too much debt that they couldn't put any extra money into like their online. Mm-hmm. So now that they're restructured and everything's different, they're gonna be focusing more on online and delivery. Mm-hmm. And think about it, they could be the delivery superstore for toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
they could.
I see a big success coming from this, and just I can't wait to like bring Kenzo and Idol in there and say like, all right, y'all look around. They're gonna go crazy.
They're gonna
go bonkers. Like I don't know if people know how crazy it was going to Toys R Us.
It's gonna be straight pandemonium, bro.
Yeah, and I remember around Christmas they'll send you that huge, thick catalog,
bro.
Yeah,
bro. They've seen the catalog. They had all the prices and stuff. Too,
yeah,
on sale for $1.99.
Yeah. And then Amazon did the catalog.
Yeah, I remember.
And so people are like, oh, they're not gonna be able to beat out Amazon with the size of Amazon. I'm like, first off, the experience of going in and seeing like toys and like small toys, large toys, wide toys. There's all different types, and it's different. You can't really do that online.
Yeah.
So
like I said before, think of take GameStop and put the kids section of Walmart and the internet Walmart together. Times 10. That's what Toys R Us is. People that don't really visualize what it like.
People say just as long as it's not the size of Macy's, but then I'm like, Macy's shouldn't even be the size of Macy's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be honest.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I know they're gonna make some changes, but the value alone, the experience that you have, is like uncomparable. There's nothing you could compare that to. Other than like that's why you give all these examples, because like if you see it and you experience it, it's amazing. And the fact that it's coming back, super excited about that. So that's super big business for me. Also, okay, I told y'all probably in the last 2 podcasts about how important it is to like keep your money tree. Like if you start a business or if you do something, you know, people keep talking about, do you have your exit strategy? Well, first off, you're trying to put as much value into that business as possible. And now I'm gonna give you an example of a deal. I told you about the Instagram deal and how they sold for $1 billion, and now, you know, Instagram is worth over $100 billion, right? So that's 100 times multiple on that purchase, right? Okay, Twitch, they walked in and they're trying to, you know, I don't know if they're trying to sell or if Google was looking to acquire Twitch, but you know, the co-founders, they went into, you know, Google corporate, and Google offered them $1 billion. So that's $1 billion, right? They walked away. So tell me why now Twitch is worth above $25 billion.
I thought it was close to $40 billion. It wasn't.
Well, it ranges, because that's like the last one I saw was 2020.
Okay.
That's the last valuation I saw, but it could be up to like 40 billion because, you know, they have like hundreds of millions of active users and like constant streamers. So, you know, the value of Twitch and just even branding wise alone, that, you know, so right now I know for sure $25 billion that it's worth, but it's probably somewhere close around $40 to $50 billion. And they walked away, again, mind you, walked away from a purchase deal of $1 billion. And that's an easy example for someone to look at and say, like, why would you sell Twitch? You right? Like, like, why would you sell Snapchat? Why would you sell WhatsApp? Why would you sell Instagram when these could be their own islands? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
If you're different and you're exclusive, cool. But if you're like selling something like, let's say, for example, Tidal, you know, something that, you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you can sell that, you know. But as far as something that is like different than the rest, that sets you apart, that it's its own island, that's exclusive. And people are gonna want a piece of that, and they're gonna want to buy it. And you're the ones who have to tell them, no, I will not sell to you, sir. You know?
Got giving them a Matumbo, man.
Yeah, you gotta give them the Matumbo finger for real, because like I'm just trying to let you all know that don't be so short term in your vision as far as with saying, okay, I want to just have an easy cash out, because some people get tired, and that's the truth. You know, like if you have a company that's worth $100 billion, right? You might only see $5 million in the account. You know what I mean? Just because the value of it has nothing really to do with what's cash on hand. So some people just want to have the cash, like that. Even with Jay-Z when he sold Tidal, you think he was good with just seeing like a couple million in his account from that Tidal? Yeah, he's like, let me get that 200 milli, you know? Yeah, in the next few weeks and months, you're definitely gonna see him doing a little bit of extra flexing, trying to leverage that money to different places. But if the value was at 260 or whatever he sold it for, he definitely could have got more. But you know, the fact is that he just want to have cash on hand, and I get it, you know. So actually, I don't get it. I don't really understand unless it's something to me completely different. I didn't have Tidal, so I can't really say too much about that. But you know, I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Also, I'm not sure if y'all know a football player. I want to tell you about how do you invest in yourself and being creative. You know, Russell Okung, right? You want to kind of give details about what happened?
Yeah, so what happened was back in December, he converted half of his $13 million salary into Bitcoin. It was at 27
million, yeah.
It's 27 mil. Now the price is at 61.
Oh, no, it was at 27,000 in December.
Yeah, 27,000 in December. No, with the price now, it's at 61,000. So he turned his 13 million annual salary into over 21 million. So
actually, hold on, just to make sure we get the math right. He took half of his annual salary, which is 13 million. Mm-hmm. He took half of that, and then he put it into Bitcoin in December because he wanted it into Bitcoin.
Yeah, because at the time it was at 27K.
Yeah, 27K. So he took half of his annual salary, put it into Bitcoin when it was at 27,000, and then, you know, I think right now it's like around 55,000, almost 60,000 when they valued it.
Exactly.
So now he's one of the highest paid players in the league.
Yeah, top 30 players. Top
30. And that's a way to be creative. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do what others aren't in order to, like, in essence, put yourself to the top and just kind of move faster on certain things, because that was just a hard move.
Yeah, very high risk, high reward, but he hit it though.
Yeah, and I always wonder about that. Like, you know, like the taxes. I wonder how the taxes is going to affect when you cash out. Like, you know what I mean? Because I really got to figure that part out. Like when you put something in Bitcoin and you take it out, you know, I wonder what the capital gains are and how they tax you on your gains in profit. Because there's some people who, look, there's a lot of Bitcoin billionaires out there who have no attachment where no one knows what they have. Like they bought it when it was like $100. They bought it when it was like $90-something and they have it on hard drives before there was actual wallets. So now people popped up, you know, put their Bitcoin in, their hard drive in, looked up. They said, wow, I got X amount, hundreds of millions in Bitcoin. But then they can't claim it because they'll be seen to making all that gain and be a lot of taxes. So I really do wonder like how he's gonna kind of roll with that one, you know, because you know it's a little crazy out here right now because taxes is about to go up. They said, you know, Joe Biden's looking into like raising taxes, but no deal has been made yet. So they're saying this might be, you know, a very big tax hike, right? But then also, you know, he dropped the stimulus, and look, people praising him over stimulus.
Stimmy, bro.
Yeah, people really praising $1,400 a pop, you know. And there's even a woman, you know, she was on Twitter talking about, even my child asking, he said, Mom, did you get a stimulus? And she was like, yes. He's like, did we get one too? yeah. He said, did we get one too? She's like, no. She's like, oh, okay, I thought they did one for kids as well. So when you got the child checking the parent,
wow, bro.
For stimulus, people going crazy for stimulus.
Crazy, bro.
Even they said, what you about to say?
Nah, one of my friends was like, you know, the McDonald's ice cream machine's always broken all the time. So he said the next time he's going to McDonald's, he said that he's gonna buy McDonald's ice cream machine, fix it, bring it back.
You know what someone said? Someone went to McDonald's and says, "Sir, did you say McDonald's French fries?" He's like, "No, I want to know what McDonald's franchise." You know what I mean? Like, boys is really looking like how they could like really put their bread into other things. But you know, it's all jokes. But you know the one area, what was it? The $40 billion of the stimulus so far has gone directly into stocks and has gone into Bitcoin.
That's good.
I know it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think people, I think people over the last year are realizing the real value of money.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're knowing the value of the money. They just try to capitalize and understanding that they could really invest in something and they can build it. You know.
In better words, I feel like you know, I think in better words, I say that I think different people value money different ways. So I think they're starting to get on game now. Like, listen, bro, like stocks, crypto is the way to go right now. So let's hop on the wave to see where it goes. For sure.
You know what I mean? I know, man. But a tragic story. You know, Indiana guy. You know, so pissed over not getting a piece of the stimmy. Like, he ended up killing 4 people, family members of his own baby moms, because she wouldn't give him a piece of the stimmy.
Over the stimulus check?
Yeah.
Over $1,400, bro?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah,
bro.
he went over, and he was like, hey, you got your stimulus check?
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah. He's like, well, I need a piece of that. Uh-huh. She's like, I'm going to go give you $400. He's like, no.
How much was he asking for?
I think one of the pieces of the kids' stimulus check too. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, boys being greedy is always good.
Yeah. He did the math. He's like, no. I don't want 400, that 1,400. I know we got more. And he's trying to get a bigger piece. And then the cousin was there, and she's like, no, you can't get any of her stimulus check. Then he pulled out a gun, and then he started like he shot his baby mom. She escaped, and then like the cousin and other people end up getting shot and killed. He escaped the scene, kidnapped one of the babies, and then hid out in the attic.
Yeah, that's not even funny no more. That's some deep shit.
And I'm saying like, you know, think about it. If the stimulus is becoming a trigger, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy
it's funny how money. Like, listen, I don't know. You know, condolences to the family that was gunned down. You know, earlier today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm not really talking about the family per se. You know, I really do give condolences to them. It's more about the craziness that people.
Bro. It's just like money, bro. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, I know. It's like, but then you think that's all level. That's an all new low when it comes to petty. You know what I mean? Like, if you're pulling out the strap when it comes to someone refusing to give a piece of your stimulus check, it's like, man, what is life? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's a tough ordeal, bro.
I know, but you know, they did catch him in his attic. He's under arrest for the murder of 4 and then like the attempted murder of 1.
That's manslaughter?
No, that's more than manslaughter. That's murder.
Murder, yeah.
Murder and I know manslaughter is if you like kill someone on accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you like driving and you were drunk or something like that, or you didn't see someone on the road and you hit them, they call that manslaughter.
I'm tripping. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So manslaughter sounds so like, you know?
Yeah, that sounds so like grimy.
Yeah. Yeah, manslaughter. He's like, bro, you slaughtered them? He's like,
yeah, dude.
yeah. So, did you watch the Grammys?
I did watch the Grammys.
You watched the entire thing?
I watched parts of it. I watched like little in spurts.
Yeah, they said that they had no budget when it came to like the performances. Like, were they that good?
They're pretty solid, bro. I think honestly the best performance of the night was the Bruno Mars and the Anderson .Paak performance.
Yes,
that was very good.
Yeah,
bro.
but they said they were begging to get on.
So they were lobbying to get on.
Yeah. They said they were like online saying, please let us like perform at the Grammy. We have a new song. They were just trying to like promote and whatever, and then like they end up pulling him on and put him on there. But I heard that. Well, I saw the performance. I was at my parents, and my dad was like locked in, and I just loved the whole. You talking about with the old school suits,
yeah, bro,
the lights.
Bro.
It was beautiful.
The aesthetics.
Yeah. And Bruno Mars is really big on trying to like repurpose old to make look new.
I like that.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I've always been a fan of his music, bro. Like,
and then people try to cancel him though, bro.
Over
Talking about cultural appropriation. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, first off, he's not stealing anything. Like he's not only is he repurposing, he's being inspired by. It's different than like stealing.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
And he's paying homage to it too. So
yeah,
he's just doing out of necessary.
That's what I told you. Like I don't understand. Like people are out for others. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm saying, bro, that cancel culture shit is so like after a while it
got toxic because it got to a level where. Think about it. Anything, what is it? Is it Moore's Law? Anything that can't happen will, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, the fact that cancel culture was even a thing, people gonna over here take it to the edge and take advantage of it, and that's what, almost like disparages the entire movement. You know?
It does.
Because when you cancel somebody, you want it to be where they did something for real. You know what I mean? But someone's like,
bro, not like some petty BS, bro. Like,
yeah, talking about, oh, he flirted with me and he shouldn't have did that. I'm like, okay, first off, like. Are you alive? Are you dead? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just at a level now where, I mean, when they're trying to, like, my wife, Blah, she loves Bruno Mars. And, when she heard that they're trying to cancel him at one point, she's like, what?
Yeah, bro, they be ODing at this
Yeah, talking about, oh, he's stealing from James Brown. Stealing or paying homage? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like cancel culture is telling people, it's basically telling, in my point, it's telling, like, you're perfect, so we see you make a mistake, we want we want to crucify you for it, Mm-hmm. It's like, what? Like, who are you to cancel somebody, bro?
Exactly. And then people who cancel, like, what's their situation? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Are you better than the person that you cancel?
Yeah. It actually should be that. If you're canceling somebody, right, you need a background check. You know what I mean? Like, we need to figure out what's going on with you. If you so thirsty to cancel people because like these are real lives, but people look at it like it's like that troll factor. Like people want to have impact, people want to feel important. So the fact that they could do something, tweet something, put it out, and hopefully affect someone's life, whether positively, negatively, at least in this case, negatively, they love that. You know what I mean? Just because it gives them a moment of feeling powerful.
Yeah, and validated, right?
Yeah. It's like, look, I have power. Don't think that, this tweet it's not going to go nowhere. Because you see people do it all the time. Hey, I went to the store, and they treated me this way. Everyone, let's cancel them. Let's boycott them. You know what I mean? It's like...
I feel like at this point, you're doing it for clout more than you're doing it for your, for actual, purposes.
Exactly. First of all, if you're going to try to do that, I'm like, did you go to a manager first? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you went straight to Twitter, bro.
Yeah, you went straight to Twitter.
Out of everything.
Yeah.
Twitter, bro.
Like, did you talk to a manager? Did you talk to corporate? Like, is this a situation like, oh, they did me this way? It's like, yeah, you could actually handle that problem. Like, you don't have to go to Twitter and, clout chase just to get someone canceled. But, the culture's different. But yeah, Meg Thee Stallion won her first Grammy. Mm-hmm. I think it was her first Grammy, right?
Yes, sir.
And then, who else? Then Weeknd got snubbed. Do you think he really got snubbed?
In my honest opinion, yes, I think he did.
People think that this is just, I don't know if this is the truth or not, but they're saying that last year during the Grammys, he mentioned about, Say Her Name for Breonna Taylor. And that since then, he hasn't really gotten any type of like love or anything like that. But I can't say that could be it, but I don't know. Because he said like, to have the #1 song during a pandemic.
During the pandemic.
And have 0 nominations. He's like, come on now. But then also they argue that, his music, The Weeknd's music isn't like full quality.
How?
Like, because they said, like, I don't know if anyone's ever said, like, man, have you heard The Weeknd sing? He sings so good. You know what I mean? So I think they look at it more like he doesn't have the talent to have a good song. He just does the optics, like he does the particular beat with the melody, with the this, and he's not really singing like himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's never really put out a bad record though, to be honest.
Yeah, but would you consider all his records memorable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Well,
because I think people like his voice because it reminds them of MJ to a fault. But
MJ can actually sing though.
Yeah, he actually sing. But I think people like his music though. I think people love his like his early like music, like his like like that cocaine music.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah, but Fiona Apple, like she said she was gonna go. A lot of people actually refused to go. I think Drake didn't want to like go or be a part of it, or I think they asked him to perform. He said no. So I feel like right now the Grammys are struggling to figure out like their identity, like where are they? Because they have these little secret committees, for voting, and I think that is kind of where the issues are.
Yeah, I think at this point they need to listen to the people.
Yeah, they need to listen to the people. They need to be a little bit more. What's the opposite of tone deaf? Self-aware.
Say self-aware.
Yeah,
I would say. I was gonna say, say they need to adapt.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna get left behind.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. Well, anything else for the people, bro?
Man, hey, I would say this though. For the people that got their stimmies, don't say this past weekend or past couple of days. Hey, man, I'm gonna say this: don't overthink it. Treat yourself and invest in yourself with that stimulus check.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good message right there.
Don't overthink it. Don't try to start any businesses you damn sure don't have any knowledge of anything. Listen, if you're gonna start a business with that steaming, bro, talk to somebody that's been there before. Talk to a consultant or somebody, bro. Get some knowledge of what you about to get yourself into. Because at the end of the day, bro, what I'm saying, you don't want to trick off $1,400 just doing like this dumb, irresponsible thing.
I just want to hear those stories where someone said, "I turned my $1,400 stimmy into a $1 million business." You know what I mean? Like, I would love to hear something like that, where someone was like, I invested it this way, I did this, I did this, that's all I needed. And that'll be the perfect story to let people know that people do need a chance and they need a little extra just to kind of make those things happen for themselves,
Yeah, so like I said, man, just put the money where it needs to be, man. Hey, live life. Have fun.
He said it. Look, this has been great. Look, this next conversation with me and my wife, always good. It's going to be great. And we can't wait to see you all next week. Love you all. See you later. Peace out.
Peace.
Hello, Moto.
Oh my goodness.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay too.
Just okay.
Yeah, definitely just okay.
Same here.
You tired?
Not really. No, not tired. Well, mentally tired.
Just feel a little bit off?
Yeah.
Because of me?
No. I mean, I felt off before you.
For real?
Yeah, I didn't have that great of a day.
Why?
Why we talk like this? Huh? Huh?
I don't know. I guess we're both.
We're both just not feeling it, I guess. Feeling the day.
Yeah, it was a very compromising day for me.
Why was it compromising?
Because, I guess it's just life when sometimes you do a lot of work for things, like putting hours and hours and hours, for something.
Yeah.
And then it becomes quite disappointing when whatever you put that work into, in essence, for nothing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And, you think about the type of sacrifices that you take, at least in myself, at least in this, it was like losing sleep, which sacrificed certain things and, around that as well, the amount of work and then, all the pressure and things like that. And then when it comes time to actually like move forward with something, it gets pulled from under you.
Yeah.
In essence, it's kind of like, the 10 or 12 hours that you put in really, really hard work in was almost done in vain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I kind of feel somewhat played, but not defeated.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. So I'm just trying not to, be too hard on myself, which I'm not. I feel like I'm kind of like being a little bit beside myself. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why I'm a little bit like, because I'm also thinking about even the work I have to put in tomorrow, given our schedule.
Right.
And it just kind of bring me back to like when I first started my business, and I was taking like super L's, losing so much sleep, and it just didn't seem worth it,
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I thought I outgrew that. You know what I mean?
I don't think you ever outgrow that.
Outgrow life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of like why I feel some type of way. I mean, I don't want to take it out on you, the listener or watcher. I don't want to take it out on you. And I don't want to take it out on my wife, because even before we got on, I was, a little bit snappy about, me, hopefully that she read my mind that I wanted some extra lemonade in my cup.
Oh my goodness.
And, when she didn't, follow through, I'm like, why am I being so snappy?
Yeah, you were a little snappy, but it's okay. I'm a big girl. I can take it.
Yeah, so tell me why you are.
Well, I mean, I just had a horrible day. I had a horrible day today at work. It wasn't horrible. Let me not say that, but it is so mentally draining to have customers yell at you left and right. It's low key abuse. It's low key abuse. And, I felt like I didn't really, get a chance to really like express myself on like how, like just as like the craziness that we go through. I feel like a lot of it has to be like, you have to keep that in. Otherwise people just think that you complain a lot, So it's like, I don't know. I feel like
you talking about like your experience, you have to keep it in to yourself.
Yeah, because if I talk to my coworkers about it, then it's just kind of like, oh, not that you're complaining, but it's like, okay, we all go through that. Like we all just have these crazy days where clients are just like attacking us for no reason, So it's just kind of like it falls on deaf ears, And then if you keep having that same experience over and over and over, I know if I talk to you about it, I feel like you probably just like, Bly, this is just like another day of yours, like it's
you
kind
think
of
that?
normal.
Why would you assume that?
I don't know. I just think that it's just like a normal day that people in retail go through. Like you just go through a lot of like crap, and people just assume that's just what you sign up for. So it's like, it's just kind of, it is what it is, that type of situation. So I just kind of like take it as it is what it is. Like I'm just in that situation. I just gotta learn how to like weasel out of it, I guess.
Would you consider that like an assumption?
No, not an assumption.
You feel like that's what would actually happen?
Yeah, I do. I feel like, when people start complaining, well, I think it's venting, but it could come off as complaining. And I don't want to be like dumping my bad day on somebody else, and maybe creating a bad day for them or something. I don't know. Maybe I just don't want a pity party or something. I don't know. I have no idea, but.
I mean, I think all people go through that. Not all people. All people who are strong.
Right.
Go through the whole, who do I share with?
Yeah.
Because everyone, all in weak efforts, complaining left and right all day. Mm-hmm. And then when they come to us, they complain to the strong.
Yeah.
And the strong is like, okay, who do I complain to? But there is no one for a strong person to complain to.
That is true.
Well,
I complain to you all the time.
Yeah, because I'm strong, but that's what makes you strong as well. Like having strength to be vulnerable. Mm-hmm. That is also a certain level of strength as well.
Right.
Because some people bottle it in, and then it blows up.
Which is me as well. I do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I don't think I have like a healthy balance of the two.
Balance.
I don't think so. I think I either bottle it in until I blow up, or I vent so much to where it's like me literally complaining, or people take it as complaint. Like, my manager always like, Bly, what are you complaining about now? Like, that's kind of like the thing in my store. What is Bly complaining about today? And it's really not a complaint. It's that I truly do care, about what goes on in that store. But sometimes I feel like customers just kind of like a little spoiled, a little bratty, and they just be talking to you crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because, I work in retail and they think that oh, she's just like this little girl who just got like a little job, you know, and they could just talk to you any kind of way. I mean, there was one time where this woman actually thought that I was the same age as her college daughter. She assumed that I had 0 kids, you know, and the way she talked to me was very like, it was sweet.
Like, you know, childish in a way?
Not childish, but she compared me to a child. Like, oh, you would know nothing about this. You don't have any kids. And I didn't correct her. But it was like on and on. Like, oh, yeah, you're about my daughter's size. Yeah, she's like 19. Yeah, you look like you're about her age too. It's like these huge assumptions. And I'm like, lady. Like,
that doesn't sound like a bad thing.
I know, as I say, it's not a bad thing, you know, but for her to assume it, like I said, what she was saying was sweet because it was all compliments. But if she can assume that I'm a 20-year-old kid, then I'm sure everybody else thinks the same exact way. And that's probably why they talk down to us, because they don't think that this is like a career or this is like a real job. They think that we're just like these little kids running around working in a Gucci store. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's almost like, is it because that's your experience, you feel like you could almost assume or feel that some people don't take you all seriously?
I think so, yeah. Even some people, like a lot of guys, not a lot of guys, but older guys who are probably like 10 years older than me, refer to me as like a young lady, you know, or one guy even told me, yeah, I'm old enough to be your dad. I'm like, sir, you're only like 10 years older than me, you know, maybe 15 years older than me. And I think people just assume that we're just like these little kids just working here, you know, and it's like, I got a whole family. Like, this is legit my career, you know, and I'm sure I probably make more money than you, you know what I mean? But they talk down to you, and it's just very like, I don't know. It just, it sucks, you know, because you have to suck it up. And, you know, my coworkers, we talk about it all the time. It's like the stuff that we go through, we justify by how much money we make. You know, we like, oh, it's okay. You know, we can be talked to any kind of way because we make enough. We should be thankful that we have a job. We should be thankful that we can take care of our families. We should be thankful that we can get whatever we want. You know, we should just be thankful that we have this. But at the same time, it's like, is it even worth it? You know what I mean? It's not even worth being talked to like you're a piece of crap just because you get paid well for it. You know, at the end of the day, it messes with your, you know, your mental health. It really does. Like, you go to work and you think, do I really want to go through this again? Like, do I really want to be talked to like I'm crazy?
It's almost a thought every morning, or?
You know, I don't think about it every morning. I don't think about it like on the drive to work. I think about it when I'm actually at work. You know, when I'm clocked in, we open the doors. It's like I'm holding my breath because we always have a line right before we open the doors. So it's like, okay, the first person is in line is either trying to buy something real quick or trying to like return something real quick or about to be like extremely angry. It's never like a pleasant first client, you know? So when you open the doors, you just holding your breath, and you can tell like me and all my coworkers, we're all trying to figure out who's going to take that first client. Cause we already know it's something about to go down, you know? Yeah. So we all just kind of looking at each other like, who about to go help, you know? So it's just like you're holding your breath. And then once those first few clients come in, you just like, all right, you know, it's just like you're just ready to fight, you know? So with me being off this weekend, I had a really good weekend, and I got to do a birthday picnic on Saturday, and I got to spend time with my family on Sunday. So we had a huge, like, great Sunday fun day. So I had a really, really good weekend, and then to go to work today and like first thing in the morning, you know, it's just like chaotic, crazy day. And then I had a customer yell at me for something that was like not in my control at all. And I had to talk to my manager. I was like, I have to learn how to not take things personally, even when they're yelling directly at me, to know that they're not mad at me, that they're mad at the company that I work for. They're just taking it out on me. You know, so I have to keep reminding myself, like, don't take it personally. Yes, she's screaming at you. Yes, she wants to slice your throat, but it really has nothing to do with you. She's just directing it to you. So, which
is like the awkward part, because how could you not take something personally when you're the one who's absorbing all the
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like almost like don't blame the test dummy in a way, but the test dummy is the one absorbing all the
right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's affected one way or the other.
Exactly.
Maybe test dummy was a bad example.
No, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, you know, because you look at it, all the damage that the car takes, but part of how you measure the damage is how it affects the person. Yeah, it's a test dummy. And if you're over there like, don't take it personally, it's about the company around me. But really, how can you not be affected by it? You
Right,
know?
exactly. Because, once somebody yells at you, you can't really yell back. You got to kind of walk away and just like regroup. You know what I mean? You got to kind of like sit down, think things through. You got to breathe, and then you got to mentally prepare for the next customer. You don't know who you're getting. You don't know if it's going to be a nice client or if it's going to be another angry client, Same thing when it goes with the clients reaching out, text messages or phone calls. It's like, you're just so afraid. You get anxiety to open a text message and see what it says, or even answer a phone call from a customer, because it could be a complaint. 9 times out of 10, it's always a complaint. It's never nothing like, oh my God, thank you so much for helping me. It's you hardly get those. And it's crazy when we do get those really sweet, nice clients, we always tell them like, this was like, so like, I really enjoyed this experience. Like I even share those with clients, like you guys really made my day. Because I was having like a really crappy day before y'all came in,
Yeah.
Like I love telling clients that, because it rarely happens, and it makes them feel good too. And I hope that it makes them want to continue just being good customers to people, and understanding that we're all people and we all make mistakes. But when you get those angry clients who, I don't know, was, angry before they even walked in, and they take it out on you, it's just like, oh my God, like I don't even know you, and what you're angry or upset about has absolutely nothing to do with this company.
Does it matter if it's a man or woman?
Yeah, it matters, definitely. When it is a woman, you can really tell on a woman's face when she's angry. So you kind of have to approach her a little bit differently, a little bit, nicely. But when it's a guy, sometimes it catches you off guard. I had a guy tell me 2 weeks ago, black guy, basically, why was I working for Gucci and I'm over here making the white man rich? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? I was like, but you're buying stuff. Aren't you doing the exact same thing? And he was just basically belittling me.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, yeah, you need to work for yourself because it's sweeter once you get to the top, I promise. Or he said something like, it's sweeter if you own your own business or something like that. And it was just really like, seriously, sir? Like, I don't even know you, and you come up in here already with an attitude, and you taking it out on me because I work for Gucci, but yet you're here shopping here. So whether they're paying me or you paying them, what's the difference? It was just like, it was really uncalled for. And he was just being very sarcastic and just kind of laughing at everything I said. And I was just like, why are you even here? Why do you even want my help?
Yeah.
So it's just like little things like that you go through. And I feel like nobody in retail or nobody in general deserves like attitude like that for no reason. Just because you're having a crappy day, you're just taking it out on somebody.
I know. I wonder, like, makes you think, like, what do you like stand up for when it comes to anything? Like, think about it. Like, I do feel like there should be a movement where, I don't know, this is just a concept where you could hold people accountable for how they treat people, like in business, like in retail. A lot of people treat the people on the opposite side, like the customer treats the retail person very disrespectfully, right?
Right.
If there's a way to hold them accountable for that, like let's say press charges, then it wouldn't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I always feel like that, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but people will be more intentional with how they act towards others if they knew that there's consequences for their actions. Yeah,
but see, that kind of scares me too, because I always feel like every time we, let's say, put out a customer or something like that, I don't know why, I just feel like they're going to retaliate. You know what I mean? Because you could ban somebody from the mall, but who's literally standing at the entrance waiting for you to come in so they can check their checklist and be like, oh, nope, sir, you can't come in here.
But not the banning. I think that's different. I feel like if it was well known that everyone had to follow the same rule.
Yeah.
Because if Gucci did it and Louis Vuitton didn't, it'd be different, right? But if you're talking about every retail or every business has to abide by these, just like we have to abide by certain rules to pay employees have to abide by certain rules under their structure of how they, being an employee, a W-4 or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Then, or W-2, same thing. But, either way, if there was an understanding that everyone had to act by the same, go by the same rules, then there'll be more accountability. But just because if I went somewhere and I knew that if someone took it as, I wouldn't say even the word disrespectful, as me harassing them, and that I could, have like a a misdemeanor, like class B or class C misdemeanor or something like that for doing that.
Yeah.
Then I would be very unlikely to like do that because all you need is just someone to be there to have proof to say, yeah, it did happen. And then that person will be upset, but it happens everywhere. And then if everyone, no matter where they went, they knew that it was possible for them to get, let's say, a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Off of just getting to a level of harassing or, like, I wouldn't say intimidating, but
that could be it too. When it comes from men, I feel like men sometimes try to intimidate women. Like they, oh my God, they raise their voices. They're like, they get super aggressive to where we're like, sir, can you kind of calm down a little bit? Like you're raising your voice. And I'm just like, as a man, why are you talking to a woman like that? Like I've seen this so many times. This one guy that I helped actually last week, he came into our store maybe like a year ago because I would never forget his face. He threatened one of my female coworkers. He called her a B. He called her on the phone, threatened her over the phone, and came into the store and threatened her and cursed her out. Wow. And we had to put him out and all that crazy stuff. So when he came in, this all happened before COVID when he cursed out and all that stuff. So when he came in last week, he had the mask on. So I recognized him, but then I didn't really know who he was. I was like, he looks familiar. Then when he left and then we all kind of got together, I was like, oh, I remember him. He was the guy who, cursed out so-and-so. And so he was really nice to me. At first he started with an attitude and I kind of just gave him that death stare, like, don't even start with me. And then he just kind of laughed it off and then it just went well after that. But before that, he apparently had an attitude with another coworker. And then my coworker just walked away. And so when I jumped in, I had no idea that he had the attitude and he tried to catch one with me. And I looked at him like I was his mom. I was like, don't even start with me. Like today is not the day. I will go toe to toe with you, know? And he just kind of laughed and he was like, oh, I get it. And I was like, yeah, because it's going through one ear and out the other. Like I'm not playing with you today, you know? And so he just laughed it off and we became cool after that. But it's just like, I don't get it, And it was all because he had to stand in line.
Yeah, but there's so many. That's why I said there's no real way to solve it because there's so many complicated situations that happen. Oh. You know what I mean? Because you go to some places, like your experience when you went to the nail salon. Oh, right.
That was yesterday.
Exactly. So when there's somebody, when something happens on let's say like, so anything that happens, it just could just like ruin your day. But there's no one really complain to because it's like a small business and where is it going to go?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes where you go into it where you're just trying to be as respectful as possible. And the person that is under that certain company comes at you left, which happened today with me when I was talking with a guy who's doing our roof. Yeah. And the conversation went completely left. I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? You know what I mean? And then you think, like there's power struggles all through it. There's abuse on both sides.
Right.
So there's no way to really measure it because it's always going to end up being a he say, she say.
Exactly.
He started it, she started it. You know what I mean? So no one's going to ever really take accountability for the one that is the cause of the issue. You see what I'm saying?
That's very true. It's so crazy how, like, I always tease Michael about this, like, or tease you about it. I'm always like, we're like the exact same person. You're just a male version of me. We always have the exact same experiences. Like, I got yelled at by a customer today and you went toe to toe with our roofing guy, and then, I don't know. It's just, we always have like the same exact experiences. So whether it be the same day or the day before, like our day always ends up being very similar. Yeah. It's just very weird, but just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's true though, like energy is shared, Yeah. Especially when you yin and yang and become one.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Siamese twins. But yeah, my nail experience, I want to tell y'all about that because that peed me off yesterday too. I had an amazing day yesterday. Started off hanging out with, my boys all morning, took them shopping because you were filming, and then came home, and then you took over, and I was like, okay, I'm going to run out, go get my nails done or whatever. And so I was just going to get probably the cheapest package that they have, which is just taking my nails off. I just didn't want them on anymore. And so it was extremely packed, 3:00, on a Sunday. And mind you, I have a nail girl who I go to, but I don't think she works on Sundays. I feel like she told me that before. Mind you, she wasn't even in there yesterday, so I'm going to just go ahead and say she don't work on Sundays. So I didn't make an appointment. I was just going to go in real quick, take my nails off. And so they treated me as if I was just like nothing, like scum, you know, like they had me wait maybe 10 minutes before they seated me and had other people seat before me who came in after me. And then they set me in the pedicure chair instead of just like a regular manicure chair just to get my nails off. They had nail techs walking back and forth, ignoring me. I flagged down one. He ignored me. Another lady stopped by to see what I was getting done. And I was just like, I'm just getting them taken off. She set her things down to like about to prepare to do my nails. She thought about it. Then she grabbed the stuff and walked away. I was like, hello, you know? And I'm sitting there for a good like 40, 45 minutes. Nobody came to check on me besides the one lady who grabbed the stuff and left. So it really ticked me off, you know? And then the one guy that I flagged down and was like, hey, can you do my nails? Are you helping someone? You know, he basically was like, yeah, I am helping someone, when I knew he wasn't. And he went to go help the girl who came in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes after I did. So I was just like, so you purposely skipped over me to go help somebody else, you know? So that's when I got extremely upset. So I grabbed my stuff, literally grabbed my stuff, and I walked. And as I'm walking out, because I was not going to pay for anything, one of the ladies stopped me. She's like doing nails, and she stopped me. She's like, hey, did it come off? Just don't worry about it. Go ahead and go. You don't have to pay for it. I was like, I wasn't planning on paying for it. And I walked out. I was like, are y'all crazy?
Yeah.
You thought you were going to get my money after you treated me like I wasn't even here? Good luck with that. Not only are you not getting my money, I ain't paying no tip. Nobody get nothing. And I got my nails taken off. I did it myself with y'all product. You know what I mean? But that really upsetted me too, because I'm like, this is my favorite nail salon, the only nail salon that I go to. And for, you know, to be treated that way, I was just like, I mean, I'm not expecting any special treatment, but I'm a customer. I'm a paying customer. And if I'm paying you to do something that I could easily do myself, it's like, just take the time out to just do that and get your little money, and that's it. But I get it. If it wasn't worth it, they're probably like, she is $10. She probably gonna tip $2. It's really not that worth it.
And it was a busy day,
and
right?
It was super duper. Yeah, it was slammed. It was extremely busy. So I get that. But I also work retail. I also deal with customers. It's very busy in our store every single day. I cannot walk past a person 2-3 times and expect them not to go off on me.
But have you seen it most recently where you go into certain stores or you go to certain places and no one greets you, no one says anything? You know what I'm saying? I feel like now it's coming to a level where the training for like customer interactions or customer service,
it's not there.
It's not there, you know?
It's not. Even when we went to get beignets yesterday, we walked in and the girl at the counter, she said hello, but she never even looked up. She was just on her phone. She's like, hello. She's like on her phone, and we were just like standing there.
Yeah, you're just waiting. You're like,
and you were like, did she even say hello? I was like, yeah, she said hey. And she's just on her phone, and we're just like, seriously? We stood there for maybe like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but you know, when people lose their patience, that's the outcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, at that point, they could really care less because they're like, I'm already just trying to get to the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not trying to like get any more levels of like, you know, it's funny, they bring it to themselves, but yet they don't want it to come towards them. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You're inviting this type of energy that I'm about to give you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't want it, don't invite it. You know, if you don't want that negative energy, then put out positive energy. Like, she literally ignored us. You know, she's like on her phone, because I'm looking at her over the register. She's on her phone, and we're just like standing there. Like, are you gonna take our order or what? You know, it was just like, really, it just sucked big time.
You know, this is something that just came out about. I think it was like last week, about Kirk Franklin.
Oh, I want to hear that audio. I haven't heard it yet.
You haven't heard it?
No, he was like yelling at his son.
Yeah, and I heard it.
You did?
Yeah, and
you're like, it's whatever.
Nah, here's a crazy part.
What's that?
Okay, there's a room on Clubhouse that said, are we canceling Kirk Franklin, right? And, you know, I don't know if this is just black community stuff or I don't know what it is, where you have it out for some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I listened to it, I was like, okay, so I saw the room about, you know, I never went in or anything like that, but let me go back to reality. You know, they're talking about, should we cancel? You know, so I listened to the audio, and yeah, he was saying some like crazy stuff, right? But here's the even crazier part. Most of the people I know who would say, "Are we canceling Kirk Franklin?" Don't have kids. You couldn't have kids. You couldn't have kids.
Yeah.
If you could even utter, should we cancel Kirk Franklin for going in on his son?
Who's a grown man, by the way.
But when I listened to it, so many things that threw me off.
Really? Like
Yeah.
what? Okay.
First, all right, he has one recorded because he knows that his dad. It's kind of like it's like me. If I say certain things, it'll trigger my dad to get upset.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me go ahead and record it. So I'm coming prepared.
Oh, of course.
To set him up because he doesn't know I'm recording. So I'm saying the necessary things for, my dad to be upset. Right.
Right.
Okay. So he's having these recordings and he's trying to say certain things. The part that threw me off all the way was the fact that he was talking back too much.
That's what I heard. That's what I read. I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't read anything about it.
Yeah.
I just looked at it and saw what he was talking back like crazy. Oh, what you say? Oh, are you for real, Dad? He said, just and that's. I'm like, first off, I want to beat like see my kids are 5 and 4, so they're not old enough to even experience this.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like the beatings.
No, I'm talking about my dad.
Yeah.
Now, if I was talking to them if I was talking to my dad the way that he was talking to his dad, I would have got beat up for sure.
I'm sure.
Like not on some like a whooping.
No,
you know what I mean?
That would have been a fist fight.
It would have been a fight because
Yeah.
it was at a level of disrespect to where I'm like, you're talking to your father, one of your creators. You're talking to him like that, and he's like, I'm gonna break your motherfucking neck, right? Something like that.
Who said that? Kirk Franklin?
Yeah, Kirk Franklin. Okay. And I was just like, sounds like a normal response to what he's.
Sounds like a black dad to me.
Yeah. Like for what he's doing, like for what that guy's doing.
Yeah.
It sounds normal.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, period. Even if he wasn't the child, that you can't disrespect anybody like that and get away with it. And he was just talking back like crazy. At every moment that he's like trying to say something, he's just like, oh, for real? Oh, okay. I'm like, if someone's coming at me like that, I would feel like, okay, they're trying to fight.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like for anybody to even think like, oh, should we cancel Kirk Franklin? I'm like, first off, if you have children, you're not going to raise them to be disrespectful like that.
Exactly.
And they were. See, that's the thing about it. He's so successful that the likelihood of him like raising his son in a normal way is not even there.
Exactly.
It's the same way of like 50 Cent's son, who, acts crazy.
Yeah.
Kicking it with 50 Cent's enemies and doing all that.
That's
and
ridiculous.
Talking crazy.
Oof.
And, it's just, if you don't have any respect like that, then it's almost like, how do you think this is going to go?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's plenty of times that I remember if my brother puffed out his chest to my dad, best believe they about to start boxing. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've seen my dad headbutt my brother. Obviously they weren't like, nothing was bleeding or anything like that. But it was like, look, if you want to step up to me, best believe you about to get knocked down. Like my dad did not play when it came to disrespect, especially from another man. Well, my brother who was a boy, but I feel like if you step into your dad, then you step into him as like a quote unquote man, and guess what? You about to get beat down like a man.
Yeah, see, I was gonna play it for you, but then I was like, the audio that I heard was not clear.
Well, we don't. Yeah, I could listen to it another time.
No, I wanted everyone else to hear it too.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't clear. So,
Yeah.
I was really stretching just to hear. I was like, what's he saying?
Yeah.
It was just so garbled and it was like a terrible recording. But I'm like, but you did have to hear at the end where he says, I'm going to break your mother effing neck, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's not even a real threat.
No, it's
you know
not.
what I mean?
Because he's not going to actually break his neck.
Yeah,
He's just saying it.
then he said, I'm going to stick my foot up in your ass and you know what I mean?
That's normal.
That's what I'm saying. Literally, I did not hear anything that was just out of place. You know what I mean?
I remember the first time I think I rolled my eyes or smacked my teeth to my mom, and she smacked the crap out of me. Like, at least his dad didn't put no hands on him.
Yeah.
My mom actually smacked me. You know what I mean? Across the face.
But then there are dads who go too far.
No, you're right.
When it comes to disciplining their son,
This is true.
or their child, I don't really hear too many situations of a father, going in on their daughter like that. But I do hear a lot of situations of the father and son,
of
and
course.
get into real fist fights. There's one 4 years ago, 5 years ago, where the father and son got into a gunfight.
What?
In the house.
Are you?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And the reason why is that the dad wanted the son to go take the dog out to go for a walk.
Did one of them die?
The son died.
Wow. See, that's anger issues right there.
Yeah.
Y'all shooting each other because nobody wants to go walk the dog.
Gunfight in the house because the son didn't want to take the dog out.
But if there's a gunfight, that means that there may have been some type of abuse going on. You know what I mean? Why would both of y'all have a gun? Like maybe the son was being abused or something like that. I don't know, but that's just crazy.
But the way it starts, as any confrontation starts, someone's wielding their power first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the others showing, oh, I got power too.
Exactly.
And then one does a threat that goes a little bit too far, and the other one catches the bluff, or calls out the bluff, and then boom, something happens. But someone shot 4 times.
That's insane. It's crazy. I mean, look, I didn't hear the audio of Kirk Franklin and his son. I'm not canceling Kirk Franklin for being a parent, but the messed up part is your own son is recording you and putting it on social media. Like, why? To do what?
Clout. I mean, that's just...
to tarnish your dad's name. Like at the end of the day, your dad he's a dad, regardless of who he is. Kirk Franklin, Beyonce, Jay-Z, I don't care. Like, he's a parent, so. Yeah, he's going to say the necessary things that the things that he needs to say to get you to act right. Like, I think his son is like 33 or something like that. Like, and you ain't got your life together? Why your dad still yelling at you and you 30? You're a grown man. Yeah. Like, your dad should not be having these conversations with you at 33 years old.
But it's all the time. Like Dame Dash had the same situation with his son and his daughter, calling them lazy and all this kind of stuff. But, at some level, it gets... Because, if you're in that world, I'm not in that world, so I don't know what happens, when you're living with your father being already successful. But I do know there is a certain level of respect that you must have, point blank, period.
Exactly, period.
Yeah, and I didn't hear it, and I was just like, this is what they're trying to cancel him on?
Yeah. His son was egging him on, like you were saying. If he's talking to him like that, you knew he was saying the things that he needed to say to get the response from his dad. Yeah. So he basically set his dad up to say the most awful things that he can say to him because he was recording him. That's the messed up part. It's like, what are you doing this for? You doing it for clout to tarnish your dad's name? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that to me is the only way to explain that type of behavior, because think about it. You don't judge people for what they say. You judge people for their actions. Right. So the fact that he did these certain things, then he put it on social media, because I know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get his dad canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, when you're really mad.
Yeah.
Like, what they say?
You get petty.
Yeah, they said hurt people, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Petty people.
That's
you know what I mean? Like,
man, that's so true.
Like when that's a hard part. When you deal with someone who's on that level petty, they're like, it's already thought out. And he's saying, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah. And then he had 2 phones. He already recorded one. He's like, oh, for real? You know what I'm saying?
So his dad was on the phone, on the other phone.
On the other line.
Oh, my
God. What do you think it was?
I thought his dad was actually in the same room as him, maybe. And he's like recording his dad yelling at him.
Yeah. Actually, do you want to hear it so you can hear some of it?
Yeah, we could try to listen to some.
Because, basically, I want you to hear what I heard. I can put it on here. So, yeah. Okay, tell me when you're ready. Oh, you're ready.
I'm not canceling Kirk Franklin. I'm sorry. He was the first CD that I ever received was Kirk Franklin, and I actually told him that because he shops at our store.
Yeah, he's in Dallas, right?
Yeah, he's in Dallas. He comes in our store a lot. So the first time I actually met him, I was like starstruck because, and I never get starstruck, but because when I was in middle school, the very first album that I received and portable CD player, it was Kirk Franklin. So I was like, I've always been a fan of your music, And he was like, I appreciate that. I'm like, yeah, like, I mean, you're Kirk Franklin. Like, you know what I mean? He won't be canceled because he's a dad. Like, your son is canceled. Let's cancel him.
Okay, so this is going to be what you'll hear. Let me tell me if you can hear it.
Oh, Lord, I'm nervous.
Okay, if you think I'm really good, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts
Who's laughing?
Someone in the back laughing.
Back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old. What's up? I will punch your neck, nigga. Don't you ever disrespect me. I did it.
What?
He just hung up the phone?
Yeah, you deserve to be hung up on.
I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
Yeah, from your daddy.
You see what I'm saying now?
Yeah, that's a threat from your own daddy.
Did you hear him talking back though?
Yes.
Crazy.
Now he deserved. I would have broke his neck. I would have found out where he was. I would have really fought him. Like, if let the boys talk to me like that, or even if we had a daughter and she stepped to me like that.
So now you understand where I was coming from. I'm like, I will, like, if you talk to me like that,
It's crazy.
and think how much older the dad is compared to him.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, that
That's
got me
disrespectful.
It got me too hot when I saw it. I was like, I couldn't do
crazy.
a quarter of what he did to my dad.
No.
Without getting beat down.
That's what I'm saying. I remember my brother never talked to my dad crazy like that, but I know there's been moments where if my dad was just like going in on my brother and my brother just puffed that chest up like he was about to like, throw hands. Oh yeah, my dad's coming for him. I remember. I would never forget those days because I saw it. I'm just like, who my brother think he is? He think he grown? Like stepping to daddy like that? Like hell no. My dad was.
But we all got in those situations. I almost got in a fight with my dad.
I think that's a guy thing. Well,
Yeah.
girls too. Girls get into fights with their mom. I never did, but I know girls get into fights with their
Real
moms
fights?
too.
Like
No, not like not like boxing fights, but where like your mom is about to beat that ass. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like I've seen that before with friends. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, with my best friend and like her aunts and her grandmother, who she calls mom. They were like, they raised her, and I remember if she would catch an attitude with them, oh yeah, they would probably smack her across the face or grab her real quick, and they'd be like, "Bly, go walk home."
Yeah,
I remember those moments. So I think I learned through her not to be disrespectful to my mom.
She said go walk home as if like this is about to go down, or she
Yeah.
said go walk home like we ain't gonna give you no ride because I'm mad.
I mean, no. It'd be like, it's about to go down and she's on punishment. She's grounded. So you need to go walk home. Like, okay, bye, Bly. You need to go home.
It's so funny when you're at your friend's house and they're like being like, disrespectful to their parents, and then you're seeing it. Like,
I'm seeing it.
Yeah, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, and I can't say nothing. And then like, I would call her mom too. She'd be like, and she wouldn't even say anything. She would look at me and then she'd be like, bye, Bly. And I'm like, damn, okay, well, all right, I'll see y'all later. And I just knew it was time for me to go, because I never was disrespectful to my mom. Like I said, I remember the one time I either smacked my teeth or rolled my eyes. I'm assuming I rolled my eyes. My mom smacked me across the face, and I never disrespected her again after that. But I did grow up with some friends who did disrespect their parents, and I mean, the mom would smack them across the face and yank them across the room. I've seen that, and I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. So I think I kind of learned through my friends not to do it, but I did see my brother, stand up to my dad. My dad didn't play. He still don't play.
There always comes a time
when that young boy,
where the student becomes the teacher.
I'm telling you,
and you get to that moment where you say, "No more slaps in the face for me."
That's what you did.
Yeah, well, it wasn't no more slaps to the face, like, for me.
Yeah.
But there's a point where, okay, it always goes as far as it could before it can't. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
When it gets to a moment where your dad will keep pushing that envelope until it gets to a point like a peak, a boiling point to where it can no longer go any further than that, and you have to just shut the whole entire thing down.
That's true.
And then from that, it reestablishes the line of that they can or cannot cross.
Right. That's
you know what I mean? Like the father or anybody's always going to be on that edge. Talking to you in some way, or treating you some way, or giving you some type of task that's just insane, right? But for me, it was just like returning the keys for my dad, and he tried to check me because I was already upset.
Now he tried to check you.
Yeah, he was checking me to go out and go get something from the car, and he screamed at me, and he say something like, "Are you dumb? Are you this? Whatever." Right? This is like February of 2003. It's not a big deal. I don't remember
February.
that. And because I was about to go to college, so I'm pretty sure it was that type of him trying to like train me to get prepared to be on my own.
And you already thinking you grown.
Yeah. Because I'm about to be out, right? And then I come back from getting whatever from the car, and then he's like, "Give me the keys," right? And I gave it to him, but I kind of tossed it where it kind of hit his hand. I
So you
know.
didn't put it in his hand. You tossed
Yeah, I know.
it.
That's a problem. Yeah, I know.
Fighting words right there.
I know. And when I did it, I'm scared to death.
I knew your heart was beating.
Yeah, because I was like, oh my God.
I knew it.
It's about to go down.
I
It's the
know your
first
heart was
fight.
beating.
And I gave so I gave it and it kind of hit his hand. He's like, and he pushed me in the back. I was like, whoa.
You
And
turned your back as soon as you threw
No,
them
no.
keys?
He's like towards me.
Oh, okay.
And I'm walking and he's like, give me the keys. Like, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, zoom, like that. And I kept trying to walk. And then, doom, I got pushed in the back.
God.
And I turned around. He's like, dude, what? Want to fight me? Huh? You want to fight me? I was like, but I'm thinking, this is the moment, you know? And then I was just like, and then nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like nothing ever crossed. I guess he won that one.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah. and then I went upstairs and then I was just like, as soon as I'm gone from here,
Oh, my God.
you'll never see me again.
Oh, my God.
You know, like when you're a kid.
Oh, yeah. You always trying to run away.
Yeah, you're thinking, you know, when you're a little kid,
I know.
you think of the, you know, the little stick.
Oh, yeah, with the
bag of food.
handkerchief.
With the bag of food, cartoons. Man, I used to think like that. I'm
I
like,
did, too.
yeah, I was like, I'm gone.
Man,
Dude,
I
you know, I'm like,
know.
come on now.
I
What is
always
it?
wanted to run away over the stupidest stuff.
Man, it's
I
a lot of
love the
stuff.
idea of running away, but you know, you never actually do it. You know what I mean?
And you meet some of those dropouts who
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
you
You're
do.
like, dang, I'm glad
Like,
I'm
you
not
really
you.
ran away? Like, you sure you want to do that? Like, you tripping.
Yeah.
I always think, like, I wonder if the boys will ever get that. I mean, I know they'll get that way with us. Maybe not so much the oldest, but Kenzo.
I'm about to say Kenzo for sure.
Y'all, he's 4 and he's already, like, testing us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he's a grown man. I could really see you guys kind of, like, going at it. And even me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you tell him something and he's like, no, I ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he already talks back. You know what I mean? Like, he's just very headstrong. And I don't know what to do with him, y'all.
Yeah, because him and Ido are so different.
Very different.
Kenzo draws inside the lines.
Yes.
Ido draws outside the lines.
Yeah.
And it's as clear as you could get on different
Oh,
personalities.
yeah. Big time. Big time. Kenzo has always been, it's his way or the highway. Like, I always tell people, you know, I had to get induced because he did not want to come out. We had to get induced after 40 weeks. Like, he really, it's on his time. You know, this is his turf. He wants to do it. He wants to do his way. Even when it comes down to just pajamas, you know, it's like his pajamas have to match, you know, or he has to sleep with pants on. He got to pick out his own clothes. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't easy with him.
Yeah.
And I love him to death because he is who he is. He a little bit like me, you know, just a little bit.
A little bit? Okay.
He's a lot like me, you know, but it's just like, man, I already know, like, we're going to go toe to toe when you get a little bit older.
Yeah, it's interesting because she said a little bit and then she said a lot like. And I'm like, exactly like? What you mean?
This is true. Idol is exactly like you. Just
Yeah.
like a sweetheart. Just very sweet. Y'all know how to use y'all words. Y'all say the right things at the right moments. Just very sweet, you know? And Kenzo, he's like a Sour Patch Kid. He can be sweet when he wants to be, and it's surprising when he is. But man, when he's like that sour, that's normally him.
And the speed in which he produces tears is crazy.
Oh my God, this thing could cry, Lord. He could cry.
Look, I know people are like, "Well, okay, enough. No.
No. Let
You
us
don't understand.
vent.
Yeah, you don't understand.
Let us complain. Shoot.
Yeah, you don't understand.
Man, these kids, I'm telling you, they're a lot.
Yeah, he's gonna hear this one day. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I was that bad." I'm like, "You're still."
Yeah, I know.
I already know where he's gonna go because you know you could see that his personality was consistent from birth.
From before birth.
But I think that's with all kids, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think their personalities, obviously, there is shaped before they are born. You know, with Idol, he didn't want to stay in. He was out early, 36 weeks, energetic, always been bubbly, always been sweet, laughing. And he's still this way. Like, he has never changed, just always laughing, playing, smiling. But in Kenzo, he was crying from day one. And he's still a crybaby. You know what I mean?
I have a really good question. I'm
What's
so
that?
excited to ask it.
Oh, I'm scared. What's that?
No, okay. It's a deep question though.
Okay.
All right. Do you believe that people really change? Right? If so, how much?
I think people do change. You mean from like birth to...
Yeah, like do you like if you really break it down, if Kenzo and Idol from birth been pretty consistent to their type of personality, it's just a little bit more I would say what do you call that? Like when it's something is expanded, I guess.
Yeah.
and there's like a consistent baseline of how their personalities are.
Yeah.
Now you could try to like nurture your way around that, right? Like, you know, try to train them to be different.
Yeah.
You know, or raise them to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But there's a baseline of who they actually are that has been attached from the moment that you see them.
Right.
You know, so I wonder when they, let's say anybody become an adult, even you, the way you were, even the way you took pictures when you were younger, is very similar to who you are right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can't say you could be a completely different person because you wouldn't be that. I've never seen that, right?
Right.
Like, it's almost like saying, how can you, like, that's why I said, if people can change, by how much?
Probably just a little bit.
I think just a little bit.
Because I know me, I've always been the type of kid where, you know, I was friendly, but I was just the type of kid where I would just be very observant. You know, I would look and see who's playing with who says what, and then I would determine, okay, who I want to be friends with. And I'm still like that to this day.
You see what I'm saying now?
And some people thought that I was shy, and it wasn't that I was shy. I was just very observant, and I was just like very careful who I wanted around me. And I'm still like that. I've always been like that.
Now you see what I'm saying? Like, on the surface level,
Mm-hmm.
there's certain things you could change, right?
Yeah.
Things like that are cosmetic, things that you like your body shape
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, like maybe like certain aspects of your personality.
Mm-hmm.
But those parts of, like, I wouldn't say your personality, but those parts of your, I don't know, behavior of who you are, almost like your soul, that's not going to change.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change. I feel like the boys are going to be who they are till the day they die. I think they're going to be very consistent. I mean, well, you know, I feel like one good thing about, you know, Kenzo, he is very, very tough, but at the same time, he's very sensitive.
Yeah.
You know, and I would never want to be like, stop crying, don't cry.
Exactly.
You know, because I want him to keep that sensitivity. You know, I don't want him to just harden all the way up to where he shows zero emotion. So I think, you know, it is important that, you know, kids are who they are, and they will pretty much be the same 90% up until they're grown, but it is up to us to kind of like nurture them and help shape them. And
we got the answer then.
Yeah.
So 10%, you think 90% is you.
Yeah, and I think 10% is probably based on life experiences.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm sure you're pretty much the same.
I feel like I'm very much, well, there's things about me that have always been the same.
Yeah, exactly.
There's little tiny things. That's what I said, light surface level stuff. You know what I mean? Like, as far as when you talk about your observation.
Yeah.
When it comes to my observation, same thing. Like, I've always had that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the way I see life and the way that's not going to change.
Yeah. Even just talking to your mom, you know, she reminds me all the time when she sees Idol, she sees you.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, oh, Junior, you were like that when you were little, you know, or Junior was just like Idol. Idol was just like, you know, Junior
But when I see him, he's just, it's literally night and day. I'm not night and day, like
exact day.
Yeah. Like, when I see how he acts, I'm like, I literally acted just like that.
Yeah.
And look, remember when he said, when there's a piece of paper that you'll give him, and let's say it's ripped, and he'll say, can you tape it?
Yeah.
I'm that way.
That's so funny.
Remember I told you, if I have a little dent,
I remember,
in something, I just can't have, it needs to be correct.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a little, I mean, not even a tear, guys. And he's like, Mama, can you put tape on it? And I put tape on it, but I guess I missed the spot. He's like, Mama, can you?
Yeah, can you get this other? Yeah.
Tape? I was just like, sure, Idol, I sure can, you know, with a smile on my face. But I'm like, to me, I'm like, it don't matter. And to Kenzo, he's like, I don't care, you know?
Yeah, but to him, it's everything.
It's very important. And I remember going to the zoo maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and I got a map, you know, just a map of where to go, where the animals are. And he held on to this map for months. I mean, he would sleep with it, read it, and obviously with him having it every single day, it got a little torn and, you know, raggedy or whatever. And he would ask me, Mama, can you tape this piece? Can you tape it? Like, he wanted it to stay the way it was, you know, and he's still like that to this day. Like, yesterday we went to Target, got them a toy, came with this little pamphlet just to show what's inside of the toy. And he values that pamphlet more than the actual toy. I think that's so crazy.
I told you. See, we've answered
like
it.
you.
We've answered it, y'all.
Yeah.
So if everyone's ever asking, do people really change? Yes. But only by
10%.
Precisely 10%.
That's just my guess. I would just say 10%.
You know, all right, I got the word that I think you don't like it.
What's that?
Okay, contrarian.
Contrarian?
Yeah, contrarian. I
Contrarian.
hear it all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like you're such a contrarian.
Oh, I never heard that before.
They haven't said to me, but I mean, I could hear someone saying it to me. But you know, when someone's like, "You're a contrarian," contrarian is someone who usually takes like the opposing view. You know, when someone's like, "Let me play devil's advocate."
Yeah.
That's a contrarian.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never heard that before.
Yeah. So if someone is always taking a contrary view, the opposite, the opposing view of something, to say, "Have y'all looked at it this way?"
Yeah.
That's a contrarian.
I wonder if I'm a contrarian.
Yeah. Remember you talked about if something's trendy?
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a contrarian. That's a person who doesn't go on the most popular because it's just not for them. A contrarian. Isn't that crazy?
That's me. Did they have my picture next to the definition? Just me right there with a big old smile, like.
Yeah. You know, but when I thought about it, I'm like, that's such an important word to know, because when you say someone who always takes like, let me play devil's advocate, there's a word for that type of person. You know what I mean? Or a person who's like, you know, remember 2003 when 50 Cent came out with Get Rich or Die Trying? Yeah. And then some people out there like, that album's not that good. I'm like, what?
They're tripping.
Right? I'm like, that's a contrarian. A person who is always they're never trying to get on the popular side of things. Yeah. They're always against and have like a opposing view to things. Gotcha. Yeah, isn't that good?
That is good. Wow, look at you.
I'm just saying.
Learn something new every day. Every Z with a Z.
Anything else you want to share?
No, I mean, we're going to New Orleans in a few days. Yeah. So it should be a good. I mean, we're actually going to a funeral. So my uncle passed away. So y'all keep us in our prayer. I mean, keep us in your prayers. But I mean, just going to see family. I think that's really good. We get to eat. So I'm excited about this visit.
Yeah, we'll be back. And y'all pray for us. Yeah. You know, and pray for everyone around you. We're gonna pray for y'all too.
Yeah, pray for our diet.
Pray for what?
Our diet.
Our diet, our workouts.
Yeah, man. We've been falling off these past few days.
We have.
Yeah. It's all good though.
Well, it's always so good talking to y'all. We love y'all, and we will see y'all later. Peace out. Peace. And always remember that big ideas don't fit in small minds. Peace out.